Today's hunt has two purposes. The first and primary is to continue looking for a great one of both moose and black bear. We're going to be going on Layton Lakes for a moose run and Silver Ridge Peaks for a black bear run. The secondary purpose is if we can find a diamond on either of those maps to try to take it with the 7mm bolt action. That remains the only weapon of the Hunter power pack that we've not taken a diamond with yet. So that's going to be the plan for today. And we'll see if by the end we can complete any or maybe somehow all of those objectives. And that is an interesting way to start. I don't know why this bull moose is here. They're never in that spot, but it could just be the case that he's trying to get to a zone or there's a drink zone there. I want to unspot him and respot him because that's actually how you discover the zone when they're spotted. How weird. I have never seen a moose there. We're going to try to, I guess, shoot him in the head when he lifts it, because I don't know what other angle to go for here. But I want to say at this range, we can do it. It's just going to be a matter of getting that just right. But I guess good to discover a zone to begin with. Typically at this spot, we've been shooting our bull moose over in there, and there haven't been any for a couple of runs now, so maybe that's why. Regardless, a fairly positive start, got the brain shot just barely there. I don't know if he turned his head or if we were just too far right, but just barely got it. 125 score for him, and we'll be on our way. As I'm sure pretty much everyone who has been grinding moose knows by now, they are showing up to their zones pretty late, so the way that we've kind of gotten around that, as our shot seems to have missed the heart there, is we are essentially starting this run at a little after 1400. It's 1425 now, so we have less than 30 minutes of moose drink time to get around to all of our spots. So we're going to be, hopefully, moving quite quickly, and because we're doing both moose and black bear, there probably will be less moose included in this video than a typical run would. So level 4s, maybe big 3s and stuff will be included, other than the level 2 to start with. All the kind of smaller ones will be cut in favor of not having a 30 or 40 minute video of a bunch of silvers. I am interested though. The second shot was just, oh, we did hit the lung there. And then the second shot was stomach, liver, right lung. Because I noticed he started to drop pretty quickly after the follow-up. 204 gold for him, so not a bad second moose of the hunt. I have never had that happen. So, just to explain what just occurred, and obviously I'll have to show the initial shot too. I wasn't planning on including this one because, well, it was a smaller 3 as I mentioned. I do that pretty often. I'll take that shot, fast travel back to the tent, and a lot of times I have an opportunity for a follow-up shot, just to take them down a little bit more quickly. They don't typically run right at the tent. Actually, what they usually do is run kind of like out past the tripod and down around this little knoll. So we usually shoot them as they're crossing the walk right there, the walkway. That was new. By the way, although we have another small 3 here, I did want to talk about this a bit because this exact thing is why I'm not sure Layton is actually going to be the best option for us. These little like side ponds along the main rivers, and they're all over the place, all the way up through Willowpeg, down here in Mount Kraken. There's a ton of these little spots, and it seems like that's the most common places where I find just these clusters of moose, and they move every now and then. I don't know why that is, but it just makes it really tough to be any kind of efficient. And when we did the whitetail grind here, we had a little bit of the same thing. There was always that thing where herds of whitetail were moving, or we just had to run a long way to run into them. But the thing with whitetail is when you shoot them, you just don't have to track them that much, so it just adds that much more to this grind. So I don't want to abandon the Layton grind or anything like that. We still haven't even killed a diamond here in around 600 kills. And the thing about it is, there's this trend that seems to go on with great ones where people will have a grind that's like, you know, 600-700 kills, 0 diamonds, 1 rare, 2 trolls or something like that. And then they get a great one. And I just wonder, you know, is there something like that that could maybe be going on here on Layton? So at least until we get a diamond or 2, we're going to stick with it. But it does make it tough when, I mean, if we're running the main river, this wall of brush completely makes it impossible to see any of these moves over here. So we'll just have to see where things go. But as for this guy, we have a 177 score and a right long shot, and at least another bull down. It's a a slow thing when you start to lose track of some of them, and what I'm finding is a lot of times the ones you're losing track of are at these little spots that are tough to see. You have to be kidding me. Our first sort of rare of the grind is going to be a piebald cow. We actually, before we really started grinding on Layton, we shot an albino cow here. And that was sort of what made me decide to go ahead and try it. And the only reason that's there is, I don't know, a week ago or something like that, Kyla helped me with some moose grinding, and we literally were wiping out everything just to try to find where some of the moose were. So we were shooting bulls, cows, whatever we could find. And of course, one of the ones that respawns as a rare is a cow. And not only that, it's a piebald cow. Between Medved and Layton now, we're over 2,000 total kills, and we have, from the grind itself, not had anything but piebalds. I mentioned that albino that we had here on Layton. That wasn't a part of the grind. That was here, I'm guessing, from the population resets and redistributions from Rev and Thule. Like, we just hadn't messed with Layton that much. That's just absurd. Whatever the number of piebalds is now, I don't even know. And it's yet another cow moose here on Layton Lakes. And I guess if there's a silver lining, we did manage to get another bull down there as well. And then our piebald cow only made it a little bit further, which actually they must have ran about the same distance because she was considerably further behind him. And I guess, you know, good to see something a little bit different finally here on Layton. But not exactly the thing that we are looking for. What are the odds? Left long shot at 192 meters. It looks like it barely got there. Actually, it's not as bad as I thought, but I suppose we will tax that. Might as well have some kind of evidence that Layton has done us some good. If we could just get one of those with antlers, it would be a whole lot better feeling. But just like that, we've reached the end of moose drink time. It goes really fast with only having 30 minutes to hunt, but at least we managed to get a piebald cow. Nothing for a great one moose though, and obviously no diamonds to take with the 7 mil. So we shall see if Silver Ridge Peaks in the dark is going to treat us any better. And the good news is with the bears, they seem to get there a little bit sooner, so we've got a bit more than 30 minutes to work with. At least since the most recent update, I've found that around 2100, you start to pretty consistently see black bears in their zone, so we should have about 45 minutes to hunt them, and it'll be a nice little change using the 338 instead. And perhaps fittingly enough, a small black bear to start this run, much like the small moose over on Layton. Hopefully that's not indicative of a similar result, because Layton, other than that one that tried to join us in the tent, didn't have a whole lot going on. Man, so far, it has been almost an exact copy of what we've had over on Layton Lakes. Just a bunch of average bears. Apparently we spooked a level 6 somehow. The question is, can we get that 5? He actually would have stayed there anyway, he was just alarmed. The new spook radius going back to like 250 has been a little bit different. Try to get that level 7 as well. We hit him. I don't think we made a good shot, but animals will go alert between 200 and 250 meters, and they'll spook still if they're under 200, so a little bit something different to get used to. And actually, I guess that's a little encouraging to see a couple of decent ones, and especially at this lake. That may explain why up here hasn't been as good, because normally, this lake maybe has one male bear and like a bunch of pronghorn tracks. At least 3 males here, and I'm pretty sure we got them all. Though it's very possible, the only one we actually hit well was the level 5. That one we got in the right lung. Almost actually got a heart shot. I can't tell if this is tier 2 or tier 3 pressure. I think it's tier 3. The only one I'm unsure about is the level 6. I know we hit the 7, and that will bring him down, but we pivoted so fast to try to get the level 5 before he took off, which he wouldn't have, that I actually can't say for sure we hit the level 6. The 7 didn't go too terribly far. Actually, we did hit him both times, but neither shot was a vital hit, so it would have been an okay size. 19.96 gold is just a silver. And then the question is, did we get the level 6? Or 12 can probably help us figure that out. And indeed we did, but it was quite a costly one. It's about a 500 meter track. Just took forever to find it. Actually, according to that, 800 meters, but we maybe picked up his track sooner than where we actually hit him. Kind of close-ish, a little bit higher and further forward we had been okay, but that took a while, and that would have been another gold. So at that lake, 2 should have been golds and 2 silvers go into the harvest records. Maybe a chance to make up for that. Got another level 6, which we almost set running. definitely got a vital hit that time. And then hopefully there's going to be some more that come out of here. Now, there is a bit of leftover hunting pressure, so we got to be careful. I do not want to delete any zones down in here. It's one of our only remaining, like, really good spots. And it's a little bit inconsistent. I don't hear any footsteps, so there may not have been any black bear over here. But what tends to happen, you guys have seen it many times, we'll take a shot at a bear that's running out of here, or one that's just kind of standing here. And then oftentimes, exactly this is what we see. A couple of bears come running out of way over to the left. Make sure we get him down too. Sounds like there's at least 3 total, which probably 2 of them are going to be males. Unless it was somehow that one multiple times. We'll check tracks, but usually there's 1 female and a couple of males. So got 2 from here. 1 level 5 and a maybe redemption gold level 6 since he was up to 19. Naturally that one's going to be a silver, but at least we got the heart shot and don't have to track him for half a mile. And by the way, according to the tracks, 2 female bears here, which normally wouldn't be the best thing, but as far as hunting pressure is concerned, that's probably good. We don't have to shoot another one. So naturally, this was not how I planned to get a final kill on the black bear run here today, but we're actually past midnight, and I'm guessing this guy was already leaving his zone. But kind of turned broadside and gave us a shot there, so if I'm not mistaken, that'll be the only goal of the run, despite the fact that we should have had at least 3. But at least we managed to get 1. This guy was a 20.19, making him the biggest of the bunch. And unfortunately, no diamonds to take with the 7 mil today. I don't even think I had it here on Silver Ridge Peak, so I guess not the worst result there, though we could have gone back and gotten it from any of the tents that we fast traveled to. But just when I thought all hope was lost for this video, we've got a really good chance at actually taking a level 4 diamond moose as our first here on Layton Lakes. He's 273 minimum, and I will say I have shot on this Layton grind in way over 700 moose now. I'll explain how we've gotten to that number all of a sudden. 4 moose that have gone over 273 and have not made diamond. After that black bear run, Kyle and I have been here on my multiplayer on Layton Lakes for like just about 4 hours, and we've shot around 100 moose, and go figure, not only do we have a potential diamond level 4 out here, but at a spot that bull moose had stopped spawning, we were getting some decent ones. This is actually where we killed the albino cow that I referenced before starting the grind, and now there's this guy, which I think, you know, should have a pretty decent shot. I don't know if that rack typically makes it, but surely with a 273 minimum, we've got a decent chance. So, ooh, that might be a problem. He kind of dipped into that shot. I don't know if that's going to hit him in the skull. It may have. We'll wait for a follow-up, but I don't know about that. Well, tracking was essentially useless, and now, of course, he's just standing there perfectly, but I guess we could have done that the first time and just alerted him. But we've actually reset the time back and gotten him here again, so we'll see what this does. But we tracked him all the way up here through the north and just could not locate him again. I don't know where he went, but it may all be for naught. I honestly can't imagine how we didn't hit the skull, but maybe if he turned just right or was quick enough to where we shot him through the side of the neck, there may be hope. And frankly, it wouldn't shock me if he's another 273, because that seems to be the trend here on Layton, but I guess we'll find out. I definitely could see him scoring quite high, and he actually is a diamond at 282. How did we... Oh, he did. He kind of ducked under it. Of all the ways, you know, it would be fitting. After, like I said, I think it was 4 over 273, 1 274 that missed it. A level 4 makes it, and you know, this may end up being a main lodge edition. One thing that we've done with the diamond moose is like try to get one of every rack. I don't think we've had any with this rack shape make it. How on earth? He was like almost twitching as he was going to drink. It would be just a quick bend over and drink and then stand back up. That may have been what saved us, but Diamond's a Diamond took like, I don't know, 700, 750 kills, but that's our first, finally, here on Layton, so hopefully we can take that and run with it. I cannot believe I just did that. I had the tents and tripods loaded up that I have set up, so literally it's 300 tents and tripods, and in the 4 or 5 hours of moose grinding since the video, I totally forgot that we should have shot that diamond moose with the 7 mil. So go figure, still have to get a diamond with that, but at least we got a diamond on our Layton grind, and actually, we have a spot for him right here. We'll eventually move him to the main lodge, because like I said, I don't think we have a diamond with that rack. It's kind of a unique one, normally see with level 4s and, frankly, troll level 5s, but cool to get that. Wish we had shot it with the 7 mil as we talked about at the beginning, but at least that's something to strive for, and maybe something we'll do on one of the other maps. We still have the Layton Lake Trophy Cabin to try to fill. Maybe we can work on it with that later on in the week or next week, but we shall see. For now, we got our first diamond on the Layton grind, and as I said, hopefully that can just continue and we can find more. But anyway, that is going to do it for this video, so as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.